Just another manic Monday. Whoa, whoa. Oh, I'll give it a couple till people show up. Uh, it is really nice weather here for me. Um, highs in the low 20s in Celsius, like 50s, or yeah, highs in the low 20s for Celsius. So it's like 55 to 56 for the highs. Um, 48 for the low tonight. Oh, it's beautiful weather for me. Hey, Steve, how's it going? I've kind of been lazy today. I've been bumming around the house. Don't ask you why you're up. Yeah, I haven't quite figured out Aussie time compared to Ukrainian time. I'll get to that. So I've been hanging out at home for like the last day and a half. One, because of that. Of course, YouTube brightens up the skies. Hey, Mitch, Chungus. But yeah, it's been threatening to rain all day today. And I kind of just did not want to deal with rain, so I've been staying home. That's only one excuse. The other excuse is my digestion system does not know what the hell it's doing. Where am I from or where am I at? I'm in Kyiv, but I'm from the United States, so. So anyways, yeah, that the rain being one. No, they don't help at all. Yeah, it does. It looks like it's about to start raining any second, but it hasn't all. And like, I like the name. I did the dislike button. That's funny. Oh, already getting the. Oh, I'll show that one because I don't like Trump either. But you're mistaken. He likes little girls. Just look at the Epstein files. Oh, it's not that part of the issue, Steve. Hit the like button. I hate that guy. Uh, oh, reviews. Oh, yeah, you're going away. Racism not tolerated. So yeah, like my digestive system doesn't know what it's doing, is what I said earlier. Like go to the bathroom, sit down, everything normal. Get done, go do something, and then, oh shit, I gotta run. Mount Vesuvius is about to erupt. And so it's like, I don't want to be any farther from a restroom than I need to be. That's two of the reasons. And I think the main reason behind it is you cannot escape reminders of the war right now here in Kyiv. Um, Yesterday afternoon went to karaoke with friends, and you know, took the metro there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There's people already like camping out, setting up cots and stuff down in the metro, just ready for another temper tantrum by Putin. Beans are a magical fruit, dislike. But so you can't like go down to the metro and escape seeing everything going on because it's right there in front of you. And so me and my friend decided to take the taxi back home. And sitting there riding in the taxi, looking out the window, there's buildings with roofs missing, holes in them, boarded up windows, balconies that should be there that are not. And it's like you can't not you can't just have a normal day. You're constantly reminded that yeah, you're in a war zone and you're a target. It's kind of like I needed a mental day away from that. Hold on, I missed something here. Yeah, it could be the stress. Uh, yes, coffee comes from beans. You can skip a step by getting copolia. Copolia? I think that's the name of it. I might be mispronouncing it a little bit, but yeah, you anywhere you go, there's always a reminder. You turn the corner and oh, okay, well, yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of it's a mood killer, that's for sure. But that's not the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like I feel a bit guilty because I'm here I'm having fun. I'm seeing friends that I haven't seen in a year and a half. I'm, you know, somewhat on a vacation as well. My second vacation, both to Kyiv in almost 10, 12 years. Good morning, Indy Darkstar. And it's just, you know, maybe it's that and the weather added into it, but it's not just me. The mood is different here from last year. Um, Sitting on the bench talking with my friend, and a nut falls out of the tree, and she jumps out of their seat, ready to run. Because what was that? What was that? Oh, it was just a nut. Like, why'd you jump? Oh, because it might have been a cluster munition that was stuck in the tree. Oh, okay. And my president's Zelensky right now. I'm in Ukraine, so I'm happy with my president right now, if that makes sense. That's how I'm justifying that in my head. Hey, Keith, welcome to the stream. Hello from Indonesia as well. Peace, love, and hair grease. No, well, all but the third one. Even the restaurant I really love to go to in my neighborhood. there's like they have an awning over the outside seating area, and normally I love going there, just sitting there relaxing, having a cider or two or three. And I looked up and noticed there's little patch holes from where the debris came through the awning. It's like scalp grease. uh, I need to get the wax and make it more shiny. It's not quite as shiny as it should be. I know I'm smoking more, but that's because in the US I'm smoking hundreds. These are normals, so the hundreds are like that much bigger. So yeah, I'm definitely smoking more, but I'm walking a hell of a lot more. On average in the US I was getting 2,000 steps a day. Here I'm averaging about 5,000, doing almost 5 kilometers a day. So not today, because this day's gonna hurt my averages, but I needed to take some time and clean the apartment up. It wasn't in the greatest, it wasn't very cleanly, let's put it that way. So I've been active today, mop up the floors, vacuum, wipe the walls down, clean the cobwebs out, that kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely need to build up stamina. The strength is coming back rather quickly. It's the stamina that's the hard part right now. Yeah, these things aren't helping, but it is what it is. The other thing I'm going to have to ask one of my Ukrainian friends is if this is a meme or something. But, last year I had a couple, like 3 kids were running around the park, figured out I was American, and, oh, you're American? Can I have $100? Well, they were trying to say that, but couldn't quite say it in English. I'm like, sorry, kid, nah, no. But like 3 or 4 times now, I've had someone come up to me, oh, American, welcome, give me $100. I'm like, is this some kind of meme I don't know about, or do they just really think, oh, American must be rich and can drop $100 like it's toothpaste? uh, Having to come outside, out on the balcony here to smoke does help, except when I come out here, 1 or 2 or 3 before I go back in. So I'm chain smoking while I'm smoking, but I'm not smoking as often, if that makes sense. Got any gum chum? I'm sure it's like a yeah, I wish too, Nikki. I wish I could hit the Powerball and just, donate $1 million or 2 or whatever. And unfortunately, it's a drop in the bucket at this point. And don't get me wrong, like talking about the damage and everything, the air defense here is doing amazing. Like the last big attack, there was over 800 drones. They shot down like 760 of them. So, air defense is doing everything they can with what they have. They just need more of it. And unfortunately, that's Trump dragging his feet. saying, "Oh, Putin's my buddy. He'll listen to me." Yeah. Um, the drones really aren't the issue. It's the missiles. Um, I can't say for 100% certain, but I think Ukraine is holding back on anti-missile stuff. Like the Patriots, they're not using them as much because they want to save them when it's going after high value targets here in Ukraine. Um, so like the substations and stuff like that can be repaired fairly easily. Yeah, they're just letting that get hit. The problem is Russians aren't accurate. Uh, don't inhale. Yeah, I think Clinton inhaled quite a bit. Um, when it comes to like certain air defenses, yes, but there's a lot of air defenses specifically targeting drones. Um, last week at the Free Azov rally, um, we saw two vehicles go by with miniguns on top. Heading home from the rally, we saw, on the overpasses, they were perched up on the overpasses and they're to shoot down drones. So, haven't been out to eat hot dogs? No, but I've ordered a couple in. um, there's this one place really close by that delivers, and it's like more of a bratwurst than a hot dog, but yeah, it comes on these weird like thick slice of bread that they just put a split in the middle, and the hot dog goes in there. Need a live chat for that. um, yeah, manpower is not the issue. Money's really kind of an issue, but just there's Ukrainians are willing to fight. Even the 16-year-old kids that I talked to in the neighborhood here, if Russians come, we're fighting. So there's not a lack of willpower or manpower. It's a lack of support from the West. Yeah, orcs are the issue, really. Come on, rain already. The clouds are just getting darker and darker, but it still has not rained. Mm. Yeah, it's kind of neat because like all the leaves are starting to change color. So like um, last year when I was here in spring, well, late winter, early spring, I got to see like everything starting to green up, everything bud, and here for fall, everything's starting to turn colors, and it's really beautiful. But it's also knowing that the cold's coming, kind of a two-edged sword. And yes, before you ask, most of the people in this neighborhood speak Russian. Very few of them speak Ukrainian, and about the same speak English as Ukrainian. Uh, I am happy to be here. It's just I can tell the mood has changed, and it it bothers me that that it's changed. I wish I could say it hasn't. That everybody's like, yeah, gung ho still, but people are more worried now. Last year when I was here and I go to the bomb shelter, there was maybe six other people in the bomb shelter with me. Um, I, yeah, hopefully, but like I was saying, last year maybe six people in the bomb shelters with me. This year, when the alerts go off and that there's reports that stuff's incoming, they're full. Um, I was out here having a cigarette before one of the alerts. And I was about halfway through it. The air alarm goes off, and I check my thing, and yeah, there's about 60 drones heading towards Kyiv. Oh, I guess I should go inside. Let me finish my cigarette. I'll go inside, and I just see group after group of people crossing the street to go over to the bomb shelter across the street. So, yeah, a lot more people are conscious that they need to be in the shelters. No, he has not, but I'm told on his Instagram he's like somewhere else in Europe right now. So no Johnny FD for at least a little while. And I don't think he comes back. I don't think he's going to be coming back with winter approaching. But hey, if Johnny, if you're watching or catch this, if you need someone to check apartments or water plants, I'll do it for you. Uh, I need to tell Rick that, but he probably won't listen anyway. Um, I'm not sure what you're referring to, Nikki. The sound's a little out of sync. Yeah. Yeah. Well, someone tried contacted me and like sent me the link to Vita's last, thank you, Crane's last video, talking about the neighbors, the house next door, and how I should get that, and Vita's looking for a husband, and like, no, Vita's not looking for a husband. She's looking for some stability. She's still mourning, for one. For two, that house ain't worth it. Um, there's foundation problems. Uh, you know, walls are starting to sag, and they're asking 10 grand for it. It's not worth it. A house in that condition should be max 2 grand, depending on the property size. Second cup of coffee. Oh, going to the shelter of the corridor. Yeah. I'm in a smaller apartment this time. I rented a one room apartment because, well, rent prices in Kyiv have jumped up quite a bit. Um, I was paying like 280 a month for the 2 bedroom last year. Two bedrooms are around 400 now. Um, I got a deal on this one room because it's the 5th floor, so I'm only paying 230. But like minimum, you're looking about 290 for a decent apartment right now in Kyiv. Hit? No. We're getting about one air alert a day. Um, Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. And it's usually when Russia has to launch several hundred drones to even make it to Kyiv. Um, even their jet-powered drone didn't get out of Chernihiv before they shot it down. So yeah, Russia has to try and overwhelm air defense to get anything really through to Kyiv. Oh yeah, I blew off the meeting with the banker. Oops. I'll have to go and do that tomorrow. Hey there, Adam. S. Walsh Gummer. Hey there. It's a beautiful sky out, but here, let me see if I could do this. No, I mean, it is definitely a beautiful sky. And it is so nice looking out. And not seeing smoke. For those of you that were here for before I left and came over, I was having problems with my eyes, like just gunk up in my eyes, and it was all because of the fires in Canada. All the smoke was coming right down, and yeah, as soon as I got away from all that smoke, cleared up, no problems, and you're turning when you shouldn't turn. Stop that. No, the forest fires in Canada, all that smoke was settling right in the Dakotas. Hey, David, you always lurk, so yeah. Tree Sappa. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, you're not too far away from me, T-Sapper, so, or like, well, not now, but when I'm back home. Christopher, what's up? Yeah, it's a little bit after 6 o'clock here in Kyiv, so like everybody's just getting off work, coming home, and in about an hour, everybody's going to be hanging out in the like in the little park areas in between the buildings, drinking. So yeah, that's always interesting to watch. Have fun working, Jim. Sorry you have to work. Yeah, Sally, I'm doing good, as well as can be expected, anyways. We had a soft fire year in Alaska, but I get what you mean on the smoke from the wildfires. Yeah, it'd be different if it was like the fires were anywhere near me, but you're talking like, north of Washington in British Columbia area is where the fires are at, and that all that smoke that goes up starts settling down in North Dakota and just sweeps down through the middle America. So Oh, yeah, I'm in Kyiv right now. So, um, my cousin is actually getting married in Budapest next month. So, I'll be visiting your country here shortly. Not even allowed to walk in the woods this month or this summer. Oh, yeah, definitely fire danger. But no, there's no climate change. There's no global warming. Yet, we've had worse, 100-year floods, 100-year fires, 100-year storms, left, right, and center. No, no tuxedo. Uh, don't know what the tradition there is in Budapest, but just go and say hi to my cousin and see what goes on. Yeah, the street's getting really busy with cars right now. Everybody's trying to get home. It's the street that's right here. It should be a 2-lane street, but people park in one of the lanes, so it's like a 1-lane road. Oh, I'm shaving, like this part and like this part, but shave all this? No, I like the salt and pepper look. Uh, so come on, you guys have to have some questions. Spit me some questions so I know what to talk about from here on out, because I'm running out of ideas. That's just fluff. No, it's not fluff. It's salt and pepper. A little more salt than pepper now, but Mm, I had a goatee for a long time. That's why, like, this is not as thick as right here. Uh, the Buddha folks will wear a tie. The pest folks will tie you up. Well, as long as they're female, I'm down for the second part. No, Johnny FD's out of Ukraine at the moment. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, he's somewhere in Europe. So, um, if you want to know where he's at, check out his Instagram. It's a lot more up to date than his YouTube. Uh, Cold is relative, Mick. The Ukrainians say it's getting cold. It's like perfect for me. Uh, Chernobyl Museum. No, I have not made it there yet. Um, Plan to. I also plan to actually getting to the monument this time. The Motherland Monument. I never made it to the Motherland Monument last time I was here. So, do you enjoy European food? Um, it's a lot healthier than American food. Um, but like in the EU, it's freaking expensive in the EU. Uh, Not until New Year's. I'm here until early December. So, here for my birthday. That'll be fun. Uh, Playing the accordion on the train, that'd be cool. Uh, It's just a factory getting done. I started hearing, like, it sounded almost like the start of an air alarm, and when I'm streaming, the alerts don't come through. So it's like, is that the alarm? No. Okay. Um, the music here is kind of funny. Not in that sense. Like the Ukrainian music, it's kind of like stuck in the 70s or 80s. Um, like ABBA's really popular here. It gets played on the radio a lot. Um, besides like the some of the big hits from modern times, it's disco and um, very 80s popish. But like some of the modern stuff, they redo it as like it's really weird listening to Zombie sung as like how do you put this? It's not sung as a rock song, but more as a lounge act, and it's really weird. Yeah, but finding teenagers that listen to ABBA in the United States is like a needle in a haystack. Here, an ABBA song comes on, and the teenagers are dancing to it, like singing along to it, and it's a little funny. I miss so much chats going fat by so fast. Europop, Gypsy Jazz Swing, Wumbo. I am in Kyiv, uh, East Bank. Um, yeah, it's Vermont, Maine area kind of weather. Uh, uh, Kaya, if you're talking about me, you're kind of funny because the only crack I have is the one between my cheeks. Not this one, those ones. Always love the trolls and vertical streams. It's kind of funny. It's a very there's so much to see here in Kyiv. It's kind of crazy planning anything because like you plan to go somewhere and you walk by little festival that's just popped up in the park. There's a band playing. Um, you can't go downtown without some live music happening on like every other street. Um, I'm sure there is. I just haven't found them. Usually when I'm listening to the radio, it's in like someone's car or someone playing it, so I don't really have a chance to spin through the dials. Uh, grew up with your mom blasting ABBA. No, I have not seen this. I can't say his name. I haven't seen that video for the bad Street Boys. Um, yeah, a lot of the videos have like heavy metal. Um, Heavy metal and artillery just seem to go hand in hand. Maybe it's the hearing loss. Still smiling. That's a good thing. Yeah, Adam, definitely. You gotta. Uh, there's a lot of differences. In the U.S., people are kind of shallow, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's it's just how we are. You know, we're polite. Like we say, "Hey, how's it going?" We don't really want to know how's it going, but we want to pretend like we do with each other. Um, so you say, "Hey, how you doing?" In the U.S., you get a yeah, good. You here? You ask someone how they're doing, they tell you. Kind of funny. But yeah, politeness to be polite is kind of not looked on very well here. It's kind of annoying to Ukrainians. That's one major difference. Yeah, hit the like button. The dislike button guy. He doesn't like getting hit, so don't hit him. Uh, S Walshgum. Thank you for the $10. I'll put that to good use. Love you, brother. Slava Ukraine. Heroam Slava. No. Trying to hit the heart, and it's, ask me if I want to block the person. It's like, really? Uh, oh, I like heavy metal too. I really like the late 80s, early 90s speed metal, like Ministry. I have a very eclectic taste when it comes to music. I'll sit there and jam out to classical and then, pop in some Ministry and um yeah, there's a couple castles I want to go see. Um they're a short train ride from Kyiv, so like an hour or so. So I'll be trying to do that. See if my navigation skills hold out. That's funny, Liam. Yeah, I've done that a few times myself. Sometimes it just, do I want to deal with it today? No. Okay, I'm fine. How's it going? Uh, yeah, I'm definitely an oddball here, more so than normal, I should say, because I'll be walking down the street and just have this big smile on my face and like, just enjoying the, you know, I I hate to keep saying this, but it's like living in a park here. Um, I'm in a building with 160 apartments. Right across the street, there's another building with another 120. Um, Across the way, there's another building with 90. Um, the building next to that is another 90. But here, I'll just show you. Switch this around. So that building you can barely see the roof of. That building is 120 apartments. This building is 90 apartments, but there's also shared communal apartments in there. So like one family per room, and there's like 4 rooms, and they share a kitchen and bathroom. So it's more like 120 families in that one. And then that one there is like another 90 apartments in some communal. Let's see if I can come on, these cooperate while I'm on stream. Oh, they didn't pop. That's good. So, I mean, that's, and then right over there, there's another one, and back there. But if we go and look down, so vertigo, ooh. Yeah, a little green strip between the apartment and the sidewalk. Another little green strip between the sidewalk and the street. And then the same, and then more and more and more. So it's like between every building, there's a park. And looks like we lost the sunset, covered with clouds, so might be getting rain here shortly. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, it's literally a park between every building. Oh, come on, gyro, cooperate. Yeah, no elevator, 5th floor. Definitely getting a workout on my knees. Oh, how can I correlate this? For those of you in the U.S., the straight border on the north of the U.S., if you follow that longitude line, it basically cuts Ukraine into a third. A third of Ukraine is below it, 2/3 above it. Kyiv is the same latitude as Winnipeg. So yeah, that's the thing that always gets me when I compare the weather. Like Kyiv's 800 miles further north than I am in the U.S., and they have warmer winters and cooler summers. Okay, the cooler summers, it makes sense, but why do I get colder? um, yeah, it's about 56, 57 right now. The sun's about to go down, so the temperatures are going to start dropping. And I'm starting to see rain coming down, like over by the rail lines. So, 64th. Ooh, you're pretty far south. I think I'm at like 52 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. 52 or 54. Hi, Nian. Uh, yeah, it's kind of funny how that works because we think mentally most Americans think that like Europe is like even with the U.S. and it's not. It's shifted quite a bit north from us. Like oh, I'll have to fix that. Uh, I think it would be a mistake buying it. Yeah, we talked about that, the Lita's next door house. It's not worth the 10 grand. Fixed up and putting like 20, 30,000 into it is going to be worth about 25. So yeah, you're going to lose like 15,000 fixing up that place. Um, Let me pull this out before it falls. A piece of the awning or the fencing came loose. Um, oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. There's this program online. I forgot what the website is, but you can sit there and drag uh, countries around to compare them to other areas. And like, Greenland looks huge, but if you drag it down to Africa, it's like the size of one country in Africa. So yeah, it kind of gets rid of the distortion. But if you do that with the US, keep the latitude aligned, and like the southern tip of Texas is like in Morocco area, Sonoran Desert. Uh, Basically lines up with the Sahara. Um, but like Italy's kind of lines up with like Mississippi, or not Mississippi, Missouri. Sorry, had my M's confused. Good night, Steve. Get some rest. I know it's like early AM for you. Yeah, I apologize to all my Aussie viewers because like these streams are, oh my god, early for them. Um, so yeah, just chill day, hanging out at home. Yeah, to be honest with you, they exist. I wouldn't offer on that house at all. Just too much work, um, and too much of that work could lead to other problems. Like the foundation is settling. You see, in her video, you see that big crack in the interior wall. That means the interior foundation is caving in. So you're gonna have to like mud jack that wall back up, and that could tip the roof off balance and collapse the entire roof. It's a lot of risk for that. What's for dinner tonight? Um, I kind of already had like a late lunch, and I just fried up some eggs and had some eggs and spicy mustard sandwiches. Um, yeah, at most, you're looking at the value of the property for that house, and that'd be depending on how big it is. Um, I'm guessing 2 to 3 thousand. Um, we're getting close to 7:30 now, or 7 o'clock now. Um, there's I know where Vita's village is, and there's other houses in like neighboring villages that are much more reasonable. Don't have foundation issues. Don't need plaster redone on the roof and the walls. Don't need to be cleaned out and like gutted. And those are selling for about 4 or 5 thousand. Um, That and like in her village, there's one bus that runs to not even Kyiv or not even Zhytomyr. It runs to like a regional center, and then you have to take a bus from the regional center to Zhytomyr. So yeah, there's added expenses to buying that house because of the transport situation. You'd need to have a vehicle. So you're not only buying a house, but you're putting yourself in need of a vehicle. I don't know where Fort Mac is, Lynn, but uh, oh, there's these. Dang it, I forgot the name for them. But there's these little pastries that they make here in Ukraine that they sell at the street vendors, and it's just basically cabbage, a type of meat, cheese, and folded inside like a pastry dough, and they bake it. And oh my god, it's so good. It's like hot pockets look like, but don't taste like. Um, yeah, the only time the Israel and Ukraine changes times is daylight savings. I think it's uh, offset. The daylight saving time changes. For what she wants to do, having extra property right next to her, it could be worth it for her to buy that. Um, but that house that house is scary. She even said on her video that that house would cost like 20 grand to fix. Um, at that point, you just tear it down and build something new, and that will cost you about the same. Had those at a Ukrainian picnic. Really good, but don't know the name. Yeah. Um, there's so many good dishes here in Ukraine. It's really simple dishes, and it's like this the peasant dishes from you know from the old peasant medieval kings and castles days. It's the peasant dishes that always seem to become the popular dish, um, and that's very much true here. Uh, you're going to check on some big acreage to set up a future orphanage for Ukrainians and refugees. Owner is difficult to keep centered and genuine. I predict I will fail. Wish me luck. Yeah, buying property in Ukraine is a huge adventure. Once in a while, you get a straight deal. Um, Sometimes, well, most of the time you don't. Um, I couldn't tell you how many times I called or had my lawyer call to check on a house that was listed for 2,000. Oh no, we forgot a zero. We want 20. Yeah. And then it ends up selling for like 4,000 to a Ukrainian family. Um, yeah, it's kapust. Well, kapustia is the word for cabbage. Um, yeah, if they know you're a foreigner and you're buying, a lot of the realtors will try to take advantage of that and like add a zero or double the price or do something that You know, one of the deals I worked on, the home was listed for 400. You know, it was abandoned. It was in a very remote town. Um, it was a brick building, but like the inside ceiling had collapsed, so they only had it listed for 400. Um, you know, I can understand more Ukrainian than I can speak, so he didn't know I could understand and speak. So yeah, he was telling the owners that he was going to sell it, that you know I was willing to pay the 400, and then trying to tell me that the owners were asking for 800. Like, no. So we kind of ended up cutting that realtor out of the deal and just did the deal with the owners and ended up giving them 500 for doing the deal away from the realtor. So yeah, there's things like that you have to watch out for. Yeah, foreigner tax. Uh-huh. Godrowski, yeah, that'd be the Polish name for it. Yeah, the vegetarian food actually over here is actually good. Like getting the mushroom. Uh, oh God, my brain is failing me today. Getting the borscht made with mushrooms instead of meat, it is still very tasty, very good, and completely vegan. Um, yeah, he was trying. They were trying to rip both of us off, and you know we got rid of the realtor. It's not even like a realtor because you don't need a license or anything here to be a realtor. You just say you're one and listen and start trying to sell houses and take a commission. Um, yeah, there's nothing wrong with vegetarian food, but I like meat once in a while, more than once in a while. Um, but like in America, the vegan food is all gone like I don't know, super yuppie. You can't just have like I don't know, like a glass of water. It's wheatgrass, sorghum beans, and it's all weird crap. You should go skip realtors and only talk to lawyers. That's what I started doing towards the end of, well, until the prices jumped way high for me. um, is I just had the lawyers go and deal with it. Yeah, my client wants to buy this, and here's his price, and okay, we got it for this price. Send the money. Okay, that was the best way. No, not a good thing. Inhaling through your nose, no, not a good thing. It's how the Native Americans used to do it because it got you buzzed a hell of a lot more, but it burns everything. Um, Operator Starsky will hop in if we keep talking about food. Yeah. Um, the only thing I could say bad about Ukrainian food is the idea of hamburgers here is off the wall. Like everybody's trying to create like this super, 5-star Michelin restaurant hamburger. And it just it doesn't taste right. It's not a hamburger to me. It's eh. The hamburgers that they charge you like $50 for at like a really fancy restaurant in the States. That's what you get here, and they're like $3-4. Just a simple burger. Give me a bun, some lettuce, tomato, onion, ketchup, cheese, good to go. But no, there's only one place I know of that serves a hamburger like that, and it's too far away to go to. Uh, Pineapple on a burger? I don't know about that. Some if the pineapple slice is fried, maybe. Yeah, hamburger is a peasant food. It's supposed to be a simple, easy meal. It's not meant to be some dining experience. It's getting a little too dark out here, so I'm going to head in. Before we do, though, you got to check out these clouds. Oh, kind of pretty. And it's starting to smell like rain a little bit. So going from darkening outside to dark inside. Ouch. Oh, where's the light? I don't even know which way the camera's facing anymore because it's too dark to tell. Oh, okay. So, let's get this oriented correctly. Yes, I am in Kyiv. The bread here is way different than the States. Like even the cheap, like 18, 19 hryvnia loaves of bread here are like Sierra Lee quality. So, like even the cheap bread is good. You start getting into the more more expensive bread. You're talking, 60, 70 hryvnia for a loaf of bread. And, oh, you don't even need butter for your toast. It just, U.S. bread cannot even be considered a food item in Europe. So that should tell you something right there. But yeah, one of these times, if I find a new bakery, because the bakery I used to go to closed, I'll find a new bakery and show you like some real good bread. Um, Even mold won't eat Western bread. Yeah. I forgot who said it, but someone said on another stream, your bread's not supposed to stay good for a month sitting on your table. Pumpernickel. Oh. So yeah, that's like the only bad thing I can say about the food here in Ukraine is they try to make their hamburgers way too fancy. Bread should not fight the mice for table space. The other thing that's really, really good here is the cheese. Like I've been trying different varieties of cheese, and like the last one I had, it was kind of weird. It has a fruity taste to it. I wish I could tell you the names, but I'm just going to the ladies and I want that one. There's no American cheese here. I don't think there's even cheddar here, so. But yeah, mostly white cheeses, and it's really good. And then you get the farmer's cheeses. Oh, if you go to Dnipro Market, there's a place that has farmer's cheeses, and it's just this big block of cheese curds, basically, that they've seasoned, and you order it, and they just cut like a hunk of it off and take it home, and it's so good. Little smetana, sour cream, just mix it in, and it's a meal in of itself. Yeah, a lot of the cheese in America does not really have flavor. It's kind of the same flavor over and over again. Yeah, just don't do like I did and order more than you can eat in a couple days, because there's no preservatives and it doesn't last. American non-organic, yeah, more like American oil pressed into a cheese-like object. But yeah, if you read the packaging on cheese in America, and most of it says pasteurized cheese product, not real cheese, it's a cheese product. So like 10% cheese, 90% oil. Open in the morning and then again at 5 p.m. Oh. Still love the government cheese story? Yeah. No, I don't know him personally. I know of him. But the government cheese story. I forgot what time frame it was, but the government was really worried about calcium deficiencies, and they wanted to increase the number of dairy farmers and pushed for it. And part of the government solution to get people to become dairy farmers was to buy up and store cheese. And there was an old salt mine that they just started packing full of cheese. I was like, okay, what do we do with it? Well, when the uh, not substitute, sustainable nutrition program went into effect, they started giving that cheese out in those programs to increase the health of poor people. So, I mean, this is back when America had a decent government and did good things. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Thank you for putting the abbreviation there to jog my memory. Yeah, they were going to dump it at first, but it is what it is. And I'm getting alerts on my other phone now that I'm inside and can see it, and I'm hoping it's not an error alert. Hey, Pyro, good to see you. Setting off any fireworks lately? Yeah, it's really interesting if you look up the story. There's a whole documentary about it. It's not very long. I think it's like 45 minutes watch. It's kind of interesting and kind of goes, huh? Our government used to actually care about people. Oh, see, that's the thing is on mold on real cheese is not a bad thing. It helps give it flavor. Blue cheese is mostly mold, just curated for the proper mold. Not all mold is bad for you. Yes, I was born in Buffalo, so I do like me some blue cheese with my hot wings. Cheese-filled potato cakes? I'm not sure how to say your name, but I'm not sure Ukraine could help Taiwan, but Ukraine, well, see, that's the sticky wicket of this whole situation is the rest of the world without Ukraine's help would take about 20 years to catch up on drone technology and tactics. Without Ukraine's help, so we either need to start helping Ukraine to learn, or Russia's going to be decades ahead of us in drones for 20 years. That's nacho cheese. That's nacho cheese. Those that know the joke know the joke. So, is Ukraine helping Taiwan? In a roundabout way, yes, because Ukraine is happily sharing what they've learned and how to counteract what the Russians have learned with the West. And who's going to help defend Taiwan? Oh, yeah, the West. So, it may not be direct support because Ukraine's being under attack for almost 4 years now and is still fighting. But it is still helping Taiwan because it is helping the West keep up in warfare technology. Um, you know how they say necessity is the mother of all invention? Well, war's the father. You look at every major jump in technology has resulted from a war. Computers exist because they needed to crack the Enigma code. And the only way to do that was with a computer. So they made one out of cranks and gears and everything else. The Enigma Buster was essentially the world's first computer. Well, not the first one, but that's a sticky wicket. Yeah, war creates necessity. You know, we have automobiles today because of I shouldn't say we have automobiles. We would have invented them anyways, but the suspension, a four-wheel drive, many of the niceties of automobiles came about because of World War I and World War II. Not even going to talk about the advances Jeep, from the Jeeps. You know, Jeeps were the first disc brakes, if I remember correctly. Pretty much, yeah, Sony. I know some people that would call that tactically acquiring technology, but yeah. Turing is among the best at Bletch Park, Ralph Nader, unsafe at any speed. Yeah. Drum brakes, Nian. And they were, well, if you ever had a vehicle with drum brakes and you backed up and hit the brakes too hard, you'll understand why they suck. Because drum brakes lock up. You know, it's just basically a big bowl, and inside there's two pads that push out when you push the brakes. Well, if you hit the brakes too hard when you're in reverse, they lock into position and your brakes are locked, and you have to basically take the tire and axle assembly apart to release the brakes so you can actually move again. I hate drum brakes. Yeah, they're also a pain to change, but yeah, it was a good system to start with, and I'm glad we improved on it. The UK are sharing drone tech with Ukraine. My friend's son is an RAF. They have an exchange program going on at the. Yeah, it's exactly it. Is you know, countries that are helping Ukraine are getting taught. You know, it's kind of funny how the roles were reversed. When this first started, we were sending so much equipment, we had to train the Ukrainians on how to use it, and so much has advanced in the drone arena that now the Ukrainians are being sent to other countries to train on drone tactics. Drone assembly, the components necessary to evade certain electronic warfare. The fiber optic drones is huge. It's not anything official yet, so I'm not sure if I could talk more on the fiber optics, but yeah, there's interesting things coming up on the fiber optic drones too. That should be fun when that's public. You could fix most drum brakes with a hammer. Yeah, I remember doing that. Me and my stepdad were fixing up, I think it was a 48 Bel Air. And we were backing it out of the garage to give it a sandblasting to take the rust off. And the brakes ended up locking up as we were pushing it. And I was, little kid. And my job was to hit the brakes when my dad said, hit the brakes. And of course, I hit them too hard, locked up the back brakes. Didn't matter at that time, but yeah, I remember my dad giving me a little rubber mallet to go and whack the brakes when we tried to push it back in the garage. Says the man hiding behind a identity on YouTube. Bye-bye. I'd love to let me educate you. No, half of Ukraine is not gone. Not even half of Donbass is gone. Russia's only been able to capture 30% of Donetsk Oblast in 4 years. So try to educate yourself a little bit, just a little bit, before coming and spouting utter garbage. Normally I would let them stick around, but I hope to educate people, but some people like that just are not going to be educated. They're already brainwashed and cannot be told the truth. By a donkey. Yeah, I'm not going to suffer idiots. If it's someone that's asking a question, like, is it true? If he asked it, if it's true that half of blah 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 blah, then yeah, he's trying to find out. He can stick around, but coming in with that attitude, nah, there's no teaching him. He's brainwashed. He's orcified. No hope. Bye bye. Yeah, can't fix stupid. Thank you for the $2. I want my $2. If you know the movie. I love that movie. Yeah, 3 days is a long. I guess a day in Russia is a long time. Um, maybe they're taking track of time at the North Pole. So a year is a day. But then even then we're coming on the end of day 4. So yeah, time in a minute in Russia must be longer than a New York minute. For those of you that don't know, that's from the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer. All throughout the movie, even though it's about a teenager and his parents get the paper, this little paper boy keeps trying to collect his $2 for the paper route from him throughout the whole movie, and it's just like a meme through the whole movie. I want my $2, and ends up getting chased by a squad of paper boys on bikes, all yelling, "I want my $2." I don't know why it popped in my head, but that's how my brain works. Whatever. Day 3 is when hell freezes over. Okay, that's good to know. It's pretty funny. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good movie. But the other question that keeps popping up is, everybody's wondering when the war is going to end. When the war is going to end. And yes, I have to admit I was wrong. Partially wrong. Um, back in the first year, I was of the opinion that Russia wouldn't flinch until it reached 500,000 losses. Here we are, over 1 million, and Russia's still going strong. Well, I don't mean to put it that way, but I didn't mean for it to come across that way. But yeah, Russia's still recruiting, still pushing, and what they've done is thrown money at the problem. More money than they have. More money than their economy can hide for much longer. So, yeah, I thought, right around the time Russia hit like 600,000 losses, they'd be folding up shop. The people just wouldn't stand for those kind of losses. That's about where Russia's activity in Afghanistan ended, was around 500, 600,000. I thought history would repeat itself. Oh, God. Yeah, those were good movies, too. No, not close to 2 million. We're over 1 million Russian losses. And I just have to laugh when, you know, because Trump keeps getting quoted. There was 8,000 losses last week in the Russian-Ukraine war. And losses from both sides, but mostly Russian. Yeah, you sit down and do the math, and there was like 7,940 losses on the Russian side and 60 losses on the Ukrainian side. I know it's not; those aren't the exact numbers, but it's close. The reports I'm seeing is like 600, 700 losses on the Russian side to about 20 to 30 losses on the Ukrainian side per day. Still not good, but I like that one, Liam. Zelensky tells jokes, Putin is a joke. Yeah, unfortunately, so is Trump. Yeah, 1,100,000, 1.1. With the money, I'm not sure anymore when Russia's going to say enough's enough. I mean, it's there's so much economy built into the war now. I don't think Russia's economy will survive the war ending. So yeah, that's the scary part, because if it if Russia ends the war, their economy collapses overnight. It's it's every business, everything is focused around the bonuses for people signing up in Russia, getting them equipment, taking donations to supply the troops, creating the ration packs. Everything is around the special military operation. From death benefits for the soldiers that get killed. There's every single business in Russia right now is there because of that, is focusing on that one aspect of the economy. So yeah, it's going to have to be some finagling with the powers that be. Low power. So I got about 10 minutes more I can stream. Yeah, I don't quite get that either. What it is, what it is. It's YouTube. Mitch was in chat earlier, I thought. Don't trust my memory, though. I'm not over the hill yet, but I see the crest. Yeah, so it's like, what's going to happen first? Are the people going to get fed up and tell the government to stop? Or is the government going to run out of money and the economy collapses? Got a quarter? Flip it. I couldn't tell you what's coming first. I still have that little bit of hope in the back of my head that the Russians will say, okay, this is stupid. We've lost too much. Let's end it. But I see the greed in the Russian mentality, and I don't think it's going to end until the money dries up too. So all I can say is I hope it's soon. maybe, let's see, which chat am I on? I don't think it's, I don't, no, that's top fans. I don't think it gives me an option to be on different chats streaming from the phone. So if I miss a message, I am sorry. Uh, left leg prosthetic, waiting on the arm. Yeah, that's unfortunately that's a lot. Um, there's a lot of injuries on the Ukrainian side, but there's also, well, yeah, I don't have the three dots as a streamer. I don't have the three dots for chat. It just comes up on my screen. But and unfortunately, you do see a lot of injured Ukrainians. Um, and it's another area where Ukraine is advancing faster than the rest of the world is in prosthetic technology. But the story I'd like to go to, let me grab my charging cable really quick. Because this is going to go longer than I planned, but oh well. Enjoy the ceiling view while I plug in. Oh, come on, plug in. There we go. So that's about as low as I can get it. There we go. So a little story about how technology works in wars. In World War I, there was, a development in helmet technology. Went from basically leather caps to a steel helmet. And they noticed a large increase in the number of head injuries of the units they were testing this new equipment, this new helmet in. A significantly higher number of head injuries. And they sat there and couldn't figure out why, what was going on. And then it was about 2 months into trying to figure out what's going on that they figured out that where the people would have just been killed before, the helmets were saving their lives but giving them head injuries. Well, it's kind of the same situation here. Protective gear is helping. The medical side is helping to save lives. So you're seeing more people with injuries and less deaths, which is a good thing in my opinion. Sound ranging, yeah, that was. I don't know enough about that to talk on it, but yeah, the survivor paradox is what I was talking about, Liam. Yeah, it's hard seeing the guys walking around with prosthetics, in wheelchairs or what have you. But you think about it, and if there hasn't been vehicles donated for evacuation, if there wasn't medical supplies donated, there's a good chance that that soldier I see walking down the street with a prosthetic leg might not be here. So you can't look at it as, oh, I'm so sorry. Da, 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 da. No, you have to look at it like, all the technology that's come together and all the aid and support that Ukraine has received, whether from governments or individuals like you guys, it's made a difference. It's done good. I don't know what more to say than that. In war, they tend to skip the steps focused on profit and health and safety and get on with it. Yeah. The statistician who worked out the extra armor on certain places where damage kept reoccurring on planes. Yeah. It's hard to say. I don't want to say I feel guilty, but I don't. It is a bit of guilt because I've talked to a lot of these soldiers, and I would love to like film it and post it up for you guys. But in a way, I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage of them. So I haven't recorded anything yet. Bionic cat video. I know they've been working on in the rehab center in Lviv. They're working with a company to have a prosthetic hand that you can move. They can move the fingers on. So, I mean, the technology is increasing there too. Robo Kitty, not the other one. Yeah, Superhumans. Yeah, the Superhuman Center. They're working with several prosthetic companies, and like what I said, one of them is a prosthetic that can move its fingers, which is a huge step up considering 20 years ago we were still doing prosthetics with the hook and the clamp, and that's the best we could do. Again, necessity, mother of invention. I'm smelling fire. Hold on, let me check something. Oh, God, knees, come on, work. Okay. It's just somebody burning food next door. Yeah, I wish they could give something for my knees, because oh man, my knees are killing me. Can I buy a vowel, Mitch? Now you retract the message. Okay. Uh, um. So I got this. Um. Like $7-8, and it's a supplement that's helps with joint pain. Um. My friend's mother uses it and says it does wonders for her. So definitely trying it. Hatched. KKGG. The proper term is hatched. Yeah, I saw the yeah, can't even spell his name right, and has the wrong flag on his name. Great. uh, Tried typing on the laptop's own keyboard while grabbing coffee. I have big hands. I cannot type on that tiny little keyboard they put on laptops. You know, I need a full size keyboard. So one of the reasons I don't have a laptop is that, and I like having a mouse instead of the sketchy, etch a sketch pad. I was saying my fake leg is wondrous thing, and I'm damn glad to have it. Yeah, I'm sure anybody in that situation would feel the same way. But the laptop is old and keys have fallen off now. Yeah, the last time I had a laptop, um, it was about 2 inches thick. And like I think it was still monochrome LCD screen. Like no color. Yeah, every time I look at them, I put my fingers on the keyboard and go, nope. Ugh, yeah, that's one of the reasons I stay away from that technology. I don't even like having my phones, but they're necessities. So, um, I will not be cooking fish. Um, I grew up in a family that did not like fish, so I never had it as a kid. Never learned how to cook it. Um, I'm not even. I'm a little scared to try it, honestly. Although I did have fried calamari the other day. Uh, yeah, but then Neon says you can buy an external keyboard and plug it into the laptop. But that kind of ends up defeating the purpose of having a laptop. You know, being able to go places and work on it. So it's like I might as well just take my PC tower, put a handle on it, and carry that around. Uh, Rewire that no, too old to relearn. There's this group out there trying to change the keyboard from the QWERTY keyboard to like some other design that's supposed to be faster to type on. Nope, too old to relearn. Nope, sorry. I'm having a hard enough time learning Ukrainian, much less a whole new keyboard to go with it. I came back the first time. Yeah, you know something's a POS when you give it away and they give it back to you saying, thanks, but no. Uh, yeah, so unfortunately nothing fun and exciting today, but I think we still had a good stream just hanging out. Cooking fish is easy, plus healthy, and that would be it'd be great content. You should do a burger video, start from there. Um, Want to go to Odessa market, plenty of seafood and smoked fish. Oh, okay, I think that's going to be the plan for tomorrow. There's a Dnipro market not too far from here, and I'll show you guys that tomorrow, hopefully. Uh, yeah, there's been a bunch. There's been a bunch of competition to the QWERTY keyboard. Yeah, I was just one article I read as I was passing through on the news feed, and yeah, I don't think it's ever going to change at this point. Um, so yeah, it's not that far away. It's maybe a 10-minute walk. Hop on the high-speed tramway, and it drops me right off in front of the Dnipro. So as long as digestive system and knees cooperate, I'll try to get there tomorrow to show you guys that. Oh, that sounds really good. I do need to eat more fish. But like I said, when you grow up in a household that does not do fish at all, and I already have like a love affair with lobster, calamari, and shrimp, getting into actual fish is interesting. Yeah. Oh, they're never mind. I'm not going to finish that sentence, but I got you, KKGG. Um, Maybe that's the issue. Too much magnesium. Let's see what's in this thing. Yeah, that could be the issue because I'm taking a one a day. Plus, this stuff has magnesium in it, so maybe that's the issue. No sneezing. Yeah, I was right on the edge of typing classes, and like by the time I was in high school, they had computer labs with a typing program that you had to type to keep up with the guy running. And if you beat him, you won. You know, the faster you typed, the faster your guy ran. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened to my. Apparently, my doo-woppi's been drinking. Oh, the cord got in the way. Okay. Oh, there we go. Uh, oh, and what was the other one? The math one. Math blasters. Oh God, that was kind of actually a fun game. Oh, you remember that one too, Liam? Yeah. Yeah, like junior high and stuff, they started giving us games to play to learn rather than actually teaching us. And then, later in life, they wonder why we have a nation of game addicted adults. Sign up for typing. The guy teased you. I just said, go have your sausage fest fools. About 10 guys took typing. Yeah. Um, I had hemophilia, so I wasn't. I have hemophilia. It's a genetic bleeding disorder where I don't have factor 8 clotting factor. The clotting factor number 8. Anyway, so like my high school wouldn't allow me to take PE, or I had to go to like the handicap PE class even though I was physically normal. But yeah, people in wheelchairs and broken legs, and yeah, I'm in that PE class. Um, so, but there's other things that like they wouldn't let me take. Like I wasn't allowed to take wood shop, or metal shop, or automotive. So I got thrown in with home ec and those kinds of classes. I didn't mind one bit because I was like maybe one of two guys out of the entire class of 30. Oh yeah. And it paid off quite a bit because women I meet in the US. Um, a lot of table tennis. Um, it was really a joke for the most part. Like we would study the rules of sports, but not play them. Um, when it was time for like gymnastics and high jump, um, I remember this one girl in my class. She was, you know, permanently disabled. Running around in a wheelchair where she could move the joystick to move the wheelchair. And because the state required um, certain part, physical education aspects. I remember the PE teacher having to pick her up out of the chair, set her over the high jump bar onto the mat, so she completed her high jump requirement to pass PE. Yeah. I mean, it was literally a joke and a half. And like the hilarious part, not being allowed to take mechanic the automotive class. I think the stream got ended for me. Maybe we're back. Sorry about that. Are we back? I'll give it a second. Well, actually, it should be fine by the time you guys see this. So I wasn't allowed to take automotive classes, but my dad was a mechanic. And we would sit there and tear apart old vehicles, restore them, sell them, buy the next one, restore it, sell it, And we do about 3 vehicles a year doing that. So by the time I was in high school, I could tear down an engine and put it back together. And if people got stuck in automotive class, they'd ask me to come into their class and show them how to do it, or how to fix this, or hey, we want to put this on this one, but we don't. Well, you just do this. And, it was just funny that the guy that was not allowed by the school to take automotive was like the go-to guy for figuring stuff out. But yeah, I remember like one of them, I think I was like 8 or 9 years old. And, like one of the first memories I have with my stepdad. And we were cutting out the rust on, I think it was a 52 Chevy. The floorboards were all rusted. So we were cutting out the floorboards where it was rusted out and welding in new steel. And he couldn't reach in, so we rigged something up so the welding mask would fit on my small head. And he's sitting there teaching me how to weld as I'm like wedged between seats going. So like, yeah, 8, 9 years old, I'm learning how to weld. Unfortunately, no, he's no longer around. Oh, that would creep me out too. Thankfully, because of that's one thing I'm thankful of is like never having to do public showers like that. One good thing out of it. Liam, 52 Chevy, great curves, horrible engineering. I don't remember this personally, but my mom tells me this story like every time we're talking about working on cars. Is she had the same car as the Dukes of Hazzard, and got tired of waiting on my dad, her husband at the time, to help her replace the transmission. So she pulled it up onto like a little hill, so there was a space underneath it, and went under there and started dropping the transmission herself. And this is all her memory. Yells for me to come out, for one of us, me or my brother, to come out, and tells us to call Dad, tell him I'm stuck underneath the transmission. So yeah, I wish I could remember it. Like, that'd be a cool first memory, but no, I don't remember that one at all. But yeah, so my mom was dropping transmissions. My stepdad was a mechanic. You figure out how mechanically inclined I've been in my life. But yeah, I would love to remember that picture of my mom trying to hold the the transmission up and not being able to move. That would have been a good one. Okay, I'm gonna freeze the stream again because I'm gonna go check what time it is. 40. If I'm gonna go have dinner, I need to go now because my place closes in about an hour and a half, and it takes 20 minutes to walk there. So I think I'm gonna call it here. It's been a nice, little over 2 hour stream, just hanging out, having fun. So I hope you enjoyed. I know I had fun. Hope you did too, even with the trolls hatching in chat. I totally lost track of where I was at, but if you're still hanging around, thank you for showing up and hanging out with me. I do appreciate it very much. Show me you like it, hit the like button, and I'll keep doing these ones. On that note, have a good night. Stay safe, everybody, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed. But most importantly, keep supporting Ukraine. Saying good night from Kyiv. See you next time.